So it's week number 5. Fantastic. How are you feeling? If you've made it this far, first off, you're doing fantastic. And you know what? I'm getting comments from people. I'm hearing comments even, through instant messenger that people are worried that they're not doing enough because they're doing the easier versus the harder exercises. Again, I've been saying this every week. You are competing against you. You're working at your own level. We'll get you there. I have a client who I put a testimonial up on my Facebook page a couple of weeks ago, who started out barely able to walk for 5 minutes at 1.1 miles or kilometers per hour, I can't remember, on a treadmill. And now she's doing 3 circuits of 7 exercises for 1 minute each a week, and then she's doing high intensity interval training on a spin bike on the other days. She's really progressed, but it took a while. So it's going to take what it takes. What we're going to do this week, like we've been doing every week, is I'm going to up the intensity. And we're going to do that by including 1 more lower body workout. If you remember last week, we had 2 lower body workouts in the circuit. Now we're going to have 3. So we're going to work your lower body, and then we're going to focus on a push and a pull. And you may be saying to yourself, but my core, we're not working my core. And I just want to assure you that in fact we are. The reason why I included core exercises for the first, actually starting from week 2, and then week 2, week 3, week 4, is because I wanted to get your core a little bit stronger so that you'd be able to not have to focus on it so much. First off, core exercises don't help shed belly fat, okay? That's a myth. The exercises that do are the big lower body exercises. So I know most of you, or I shouldn't say most, but many of you want to lose some weight, and probably some of you around your midsection. Best way to do that is lower body exercises that use more muscles and burn more calories. But also know that when you're doing these lower body exercises, you're using your core. You have to in order to maintain your posture. Why I'm always so big on coaching on posture is because it forces you to use your core to hold your position, right? So if you're experiencing ongoing weakness in your core, feel free to throw in some of the core exercises that I was doing in the previous weeks, like planks. Those are good ones. Russian twists, reverse crunches, and then other ones like a back extension or a reverse hyperextension or a Superman or a bird dog, okay? And if you need to know what those are, again, message me offline. That's absolutely fine. I'm happy to help, okay? So as always, I'm going to show you the exercises and we'll go over some variations, okay? The first one we're going to do is the squat with a twist, with a little bit of an extra twist. We've done this one before. It's where you're squatting and then you come up and you rotate. So you're rotating opposite elbow to opposite knee, okay? So you're rotating at the trunk. So you squat, rotate, squat, rotate, squat, rotate. Really, really try and twist that trunk. Your core is working a ton when you're doing this. And again, of course, if a full squat doesn't work, and a full squat is down here where I'm 90 degrees to the ground, right? Then just do a half squat, stop here. Or even a quarter or a third squat, not a problem. Just like down a little bit, rotate. Down a little bit, rotate. The key to maintaining balance when you're on one knee is first do it slowly. Don't try and do it fast like I did. Come up, slowly shift your weight to the leg that's on the ground. Keep the knee bent and slowly, slowly rotate. Okay? Try this slow at first and then speed up. Slow. Okay, good. All right, half squat. Nice and slow. And another key for maintaining your balance is picking a spot on the wall or on the floor, keeping your eye on it. Bent knee, focus on a spot. That will help you keep your balance, okay? So that's the main exercise for the first exercise. And of course, variations are either against the wall, doing a straight leg, or a bent leg donkey kick. But I'm going to challenge you, if that's the exercise that you've been doing, to up it just a little bit. Be a little more ballistic about it. So it's going to look like this. You're going to kick and kick. Hold it for a second. Kick and kick. And if it's a straight leg, kick. Kick. So I'm just going a little quicker as I do this, right? And of course, you can do the 3-way that I've shown you, okay? You do it with straight leg, but notice that I'm going a little quicker, right? I'm trying to whip my leg out. Whip my leg out, whip my leg out. Do equal amounts on both sides. Now remember, be careful, okay? hips, knees, you want to protect those. And so if going fast, being more ballistic about it doesn't work, don't do it, okay? Always don't do it. You can also try doing those without a wall, right? Up, out, back, and switch legs, up, out, back, right? It's easier with the wall, a little more difficult off the wall, and it's more difficult when you really kick quickly, right? Kick or you flex quickly. And like we did last week, the leg circles are an option, okay? Harder when you're not leaning against a wall like I was doing because I had no wall. I was doing the exercise out in the trees, okay? Here's some options for you. You can also, if you want to, and you can hold onto a wall if you like, do a single leg, straight leg deadlift, okay? Alternate legs, nice and slow. Now remember, my knee is bent and I've got my eye on a spot on the wall, okay? To maintain my balance. It's pretty challenging if you don't have your hand against the wall, so maybe start with your hand against the wall, okay? But those are some of your options. Again, you have options. Make it as easy as you need to. Do not push yourself beyond where you're at personally. Remember, joint pain is bad pain, always, okay? So if you've got joint pain, choose an exercise where you don't get it. And that may mean just gently moving your leg back like this, focusing on squeezing the butt, okay? That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is a push exercise, okay? So again, like last week, here are all your options. And what we're gonna try, if you can, okay, if you remember last week I was doing more of a ballistic push-up, we're gonna try a push-up with a clap, if you can, okay? So remember, you gotta have good shoulders for this, okay? If not, choose one of the easier options I'm going to show you. So push up with a clap is like this. You lower your, and remember, sorry, let me just show you. Push up position, hands are just outside your shoulders. They're not here, they're not down here, just outside your shoulders, okay? So I lower myself down and up. I can do it from my knees as well. Turn sideways, so you can see me. There we go, on my knees. Sliding backwards as I do this. I have to have my feet against the wall. There we go. Okay. And if that's too much, try the push-ups on the wall. And maybe, you know, with an angle, you can, you're pushing yourself off fast, right? If that's too much, not a problem. Just regular push-ups. Choosing an angle that works for you, okay? And of course, if you like, you can do a chest press, and I'm going to give you an alternate chest press to do. You can do it with dumbbells, okay? Just a regular chest press. To make it harder, hold a glute bridge, okay? You can do chest press and a chest fly. Press, and turn your palms together, keep your arms straight, come down to the ground, fly. Press, fly. Press, fly. Okay, that really works your chest. So, that's the dumbbell option, and you can do that without dumbbells, remember? There's also a band option. I'll show you this. If you don't have exercise bands, these are great, okay? I have a door attachment, and I've looped the band through so that door attachment is in the middle of the band, and I'm going to come over the door, open the door, put it through the door, and close the door, and now look at this. How cool is this? I can do a chest press. So I got my feet staggered, nice posture, just the same as a push-up, except I'm bringing my hands together at the end, okay? Palms are facing down on this one. I'm not coming way out at the end like this. My arms, my forearms are facing forward as I do this, okay? There's your push exercise. Now, we're going to do another lower body exercise, but we're going to include something here for your posture. Some of you may have slumped shoulders. This is called upper cross syndrome or a kyphotic posture. We get it from texting, from working on computers. We're slouched all the time. What we need to do is two things, and this is why I'm always big on squeezing your shoulder blades on pull exercises. Squeeze the shoulder blades to open the chest, but also practice in some cases, and in others this might not be good, but hyperextending your spine to straighten out the upper spine, okay? hyperextending your spine might not be good for some of you. That's something that you'd want to talk to me about, okay? Because some of us naturally have a hyperextended spine. We walk around like this, which is not good. Anyways, what we're going to do, with or without weights, and I'm going to say try it without weights first, is a good morning. If you remember, a good morning is just bending over at the waist. Again, I'm keeping my core tight, chest out, okay? And this is like on the squats, I'm doing this too, right? So I'm using my core. So once it gets strong enough, I really don't need core exercises. I'm working at it here. But I'm going to throw in something called a Y, T, and an A. I'll show you from the side and the front, okay? So I'm coming up in a Y. My palms are facing that way. Coming up in a T, okay? Palms are facing forward. Coming up in an A, my palms are facing backwards. Here's what it looks like. So I do a good morning, Y. Good morning, T. Good morning, A. And on each one of them, I'm sticking my chest out, pulling my shoulder blades together, okay? So here it is. Y, T, A. Y, T, A. Okay, if that's too much, then what you can do is you can bend over, if you can hold this position, and just do a Y, T, and an A. On the T, try not to come back too far like this. I find people get more like airplaning when they do this. Really have your arms out like this so that if you're standing up, you're like a scarecrow. Okay, so Y, T, A. If holding this, bent over, keeping your back straight, remember that's what your core and your shoulder blades, the muscles in between your shoulder blades, the rhomboids and your trapezius, that's what they do. If that gets too much, just stand up and keep doing a Y, T, and A. And don't do the good morning portion, okay? You can also use your band to do this one, okay? So I can do a Y, T, A, Y, T, A. And of course I can do the good morning with it, right? Down, up, Sorry to have my back to you, but that's all I can do for the camera angle, okay? So those are your options, all right? You can also, if you wanted to, standing here to try and balance, just do like a donkey kick and a Y, and then donkey kick with the other leg, T, switch legs, A. Really squeeze the shoulder blades each time, right? Okay? So donkey kick, Y, donkey kick, T, donkey kick, A. Really squeeze those shoulder blades. Okay, lots of options. So choose the one that works for you. All right, next. Now we're going to the pull exercise. And again, on these pull exercises, I want you to focus really on squeezing those shoulder blades, okay? So, like we did before, you're going to bend over, with or without weights. And again, this is only if you can hold this position, okay? This takes some core strength to do this. And you breathe out. As you pull up, you're pulling your elbows to the ceiling. Some people make the mistake of curling, right? This is a curl just for the biceps. I want the biceps and the lats. But on this one, what I'd like you to do, rather than have your palms facing each other, turn them so they're facing the back of the room, okay? Squeeze those shoulder blades. Okay, you can do it, like I said, without weights. You can do it sitting down and bending over. You can do it standing up without a band, or again, I have my trusty band. You can do it with a band. Can you see me? Yes. All right. And then finally, last exercise of them all. We did it last week for the first time, the kettlebell swing. Now, if you have dumbbells or kettlebells, that's great. You don't have to use one. Remember, you can just do the swing without anything in your hands. And that's how I demonstrated last week because I was way out in the bush. So what you're doing is you're hinging at the hips. Knees aren't bending any more than they're just a little bit bent, but they stay there. And then I squeeze my glutes fast and fire it up. As fast as you can, of course, without hurting yourself, right? So, you can hold on to a weight, kind of like this, or a kettlebell, and It shouldn't be your shoulders raising the weight. It's the momentum of the glute squeeze that's throwing the weight up, okay? So it's not your shoulders. So if you have shoulder problems, but you got strong glutes doing this exercise, you shouldn't really feel it in the shoulders, okay? And for those of you who can't do the kettlebell swing, with or without a weight, that's okay. Choose one of the other leg, lower body options that we did in the first exercise, okay? All right, let's get to it. We're gonna get to the workout, okay? So, get my timer up here. And remember, we're doing each for a minute, okay? So every exercise for a minute for those who can. For those who can't, don't worry about it. Do it for 30 seconds, do it for 20 seconds, whatever you can do, okay? Here we go. All right, so we're gonna squat, rotate, okay? And the way you make these harder, if this is too easy for you, speed it up. Right? Fast as you can go, but while maintaining form. If you can't go any faster than this, without toppling over, don't, okay? You want to maintain your form. And again, for those of you, that's too hard for, do these fast, okay? Donkey kicks, kick them out, or keep the legs straight, right? Or fast, and fast, and fast, or fast. Leg circles. Don't do these fast. These require control for balance, right? And do the same amount on each side. Try and do them without putting your foot down. That's a challenge. Look at me, eh? I'm losing my balance, okay? All right, we're almost into the next exercise. There we go. I've made the thing noisier so I can hear it. Okay, here we go. This is the one where, if you can, you do the push-ups, the clap, okay? I'm gonna hear you clap. Clap for yourself. Okay, or on your knees, same thing. I'm sliding backwards again. Or you can do, if you remember, with a glute bridge or without, chest press and a fly. Press, fly, press, fly. If you don't have weights, not a problem. You can do it with just your hands, or you can do the clapping push-ups or regular push-ups on the wall, okay? Pushing myself up fast. Again, only if your shoulders and joints can handle. There we go. There she is again. Okay, all right. So we're gonna do now the good mornings with the Y, T, A. Y, keep that core tight. Don't slouch. Your shoulders should not be slouching. Make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades at the top. If that's too much, not a problem. Just the Y's, T's, and A's, and really focus on that squeeze. Okay? A, Y, T, A. With the band, with or without the good morning. Okay? Y, T, A. Y, T, A. Or just Y's, T, A. On the each of the movements, okay? Hold it for a second. Hold it for a second. Hold it. There we go. We're on to the next one, okay? All right, we're into the row now. Get your weights or not. Sit down or not. Palms are facing the back of the room. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Pull the elbows to the ceiling. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you can do some with the weights and some not. That's fine. Standing or sitting, doesn't matter, right? No, that's too much, Mike. Not a problem. Do it standing with the band or without the band. Not a problem, okay? You squeeze the shoulder blades. That's the motion I want to get you in the habit of doing, right? That's the thing that's going to help your posture. And believe me, we all have bad posture, myself included. I remember in high school, I used to be able to sit up straight. Much harder for me now. I have to be more deliberate about it. Okay, last one, the kettlebell swing. Here we go. Grab your weight if you can, if you have it. If this works, if not, no weight. That's fine. You should hold on to it, by the way, right? Don't let it go. It's going to go through the wall. Come up fast. Squeeze those glutes. Hear my breathing? Breathing out as I come up helps with the power. Okay, but maybe not the weight. Maybe that doesn't work right. Leave the weight. Okay. Or by the way, you can do just a good morning, right? Just a good morning, nice and slow. I want you to practice keeping those shoulder blades together and that core tight. Okay? Or these. Not a problem. Whatever works. Whatever is at your level, whatever you feel comfortable with, remember, you are competing against you. And there we go. Week 5, day 1, first set, done. Very good. How you feeling? Look for little gains, small improvements, not big changes, okay? Small changes. The name of the group that we're all in, where we're getting these workouts, is progress, not perfection. Small changes, big results. That is so hard to hold on to, especially when I see other people who I think are doing better than me. And Facebook, by the way, especially when you're in a group in Facebook, can make that seem or feel more real, right? We compare ourselves to others instead of comparing ourselves to ourselves, right? It might be easier, and if I could suggest and recommend, that try and identify with others. If you see others struggling, if you see others doing well, see where you're the same as them. Try and identify with them, but don't compare yourself, okay? If you can't identify, don't move into comparing. Move into comparing yourself to yourself, okay? How'd you do last week? Were you doing just, slow donkey kicks, and now this week you're doing fast ones, and it feels okay? And you know that you couldn't have done those in the first week, great. That is a huge improvement, okay? And that's why I'm offering these little tweaks so that you can know you're improving. And remember, just remember, the first week we were only doing 3 exercises. Second week, 4 exercises. And then the third week till we got to 5, and even in that week, we were only doing 1 lower body exercise, which is the hardest of all the exercises. Last week we only did 2, and this week we're doing 3, okay? If you're doing something for each of those workouts, you've improved, and you've improved huge, okay? So give yourself a break. All right, here we go. Back in, set 1, squat with twist. Ready? Squat, twist. Rotate that trunk, okay? Elbow to knee, elbow to knee, elbow to knee, right? Slow it down if you have to. Don't go down all the way. Maintain that balance. Keep the knee that's on the ground bent. Pick a spot on the ground. Don't take your eyes off of it, okay? Slow as you have to go, fast as you can, okay? Remember, you can go a little faster this week than you went last week. It's a win, okay? Fast donkey kicks if you want. Fast, or fast hip flexion, abduction, donkey kick, right? And you can quickly spin, by the way, and do equal amounts on one leg and on the other leg in the same set, however you want, or you can do 30 seconds on one, 30 seconds on the other. Okay, and go back to the squat, twist, squat, twist. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, for those of you who have bands, I'm going to start out with the bands here, okay? When you're doing the band this week, try and go fast. That's the idea of this. Fast, back, fast, back. Believe it or not, So when you shed fat, it means you want to build muscle. And the way to do that is to do what's called the concentric part of the motion, which is when I'm going out here fast, and then nice and controlled and slow back, fast and slow, fast and slow. That's how you build muscle, okay? But remember, if you're doing the push-ups out on the wall of the ground, and I'll do them on the wall, you're doing the hand clap, right? Fast. That's where you train the fast portion. But come back nice and slow, okay? Right? You do it on the ground, on your knees, or on your toes, whatever works, okay? All right, we are into the Y's, T's, and A's, and the good morning. Here we go. So I'm going to do this one without weights, okay? Up in a Y, up in a T, up in an A, okay? Really squeeze those shoulder blades, each part. Now the trapezius are big muscle. It's a big muscle across your upper back. Goes down about halfway to your lower back. Starts at the bottom of your skull, really. And it's in the shape of a trapezoid, which is kind of like a sideways diamond shape. And that's why it's called the trapezius, because it's in the shape of a trapezoid. And it really has three parts, the upper, middle, and lower, okay? So I'm going to tell you which ones you're working in each part of this motion. This is lower trapezius, middle trapezius, upper trapezius, lower, middle, and upper. And you'll feel it because when you do the lower, you feel your shoulders go down, shoulder blades come together, and you feel your shoulders want to shrug here, okay? All right, there we go. Next, we are into the row. I'm not going to use weights this time. Palms are back, okay? I'm rowing with my palms down. Maybe you don't have weights to use, or you don't want to, it's too hard, not a problem. You'll get there, okay? You can be sitting in a chair, remember, okay? See, I can sit on the edge of this chair here, right? Bend over and row. Okay, really squeeze those shoulder blades. You do it standing up. Okay, my phone fell, just to make sure it's still counting. It is. Okay, good. Or use the band, right? We've got bands, palms down, right? Squeeze those shoulder blades at the end. Squeeze them. Squeeze them. Squeeze. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay, good. Sorry, my back to you again. All right. Again, that's a good postural exercise. Those are two good postural exercises back to back. Y's, T's, and A's in a nice rowing motion. Okay? And there we go. Hey folks, this is it. Last exercise. Second set. You're doing great. Grab your weight if you have it, your kettlebell if you have it, and swing. Swing. Squeeze those butt cheeks together. Okay? Think of it like this. Take this from Dr. Stuart McGill, who's probably the world's foremost expert on the spine. Imagine you got a stack of $100 bills behind you. I want you to think about grabbing them with your butt cheeks. Grab it and hold on to it. Grab it and hold on to it. Every rep is another $100. Pretty good deal, huh? Okay, grab and hold. Grab another one and hold. Grab another one and hold. The weight's too much, not a problem. Keep going without the weight. You can always put the weight down mid-set if it becomes too much, okay? Right, if that's too much, just nice, steady, good mornings, okay? Or back to the donkey kicks, either fast or slow. Leg circles, knee up, side, back. There we go. Okay, one more set to go, and then you are done day one. How are you feeling? Check in with yourself. Remember, if the muscles are burning, your shoulders are burning, and you're feeling your arms, your chest, like it's being worked and you're starting to get fatigued, yay, perfect, good on you. But if you're feeling, oh, joints, my knees are hurting, ankles, I don't often get ankle pain, but you do sometimes. Shoulders and knees tend to be the big ones, right? But you can get joint pain in the elbows and in the ankles. More often, especially in the elbows, it's a form of tendonitis. But if you're feeling pain in the joints, not good, okay? Don't keep doing the exercise. And remember, you got all these options, right? So don't keep doing the same exercise if it's causing joint pain. Choose one that's different. Experiment with all the options that I gave you, and then choose the one that doesn't hurt the joint, okay? You want to challenge the muscles, not the joints. Challenging joints, challenging joint pain is never good. It's never going to get you anywhere, okay? So remember that. Okay, we got less than a minute to go. Also remember that if you find that the 2-minute breaks that I've programmed into these routines is not enough for you, take a longer break, okay? What I'm trying to do is build a workout that you can do in less than 20 minutes, okay? Each set is a minute per exercise. That's 15 total minutes. And then if you take a 2-minute rest in between, that's 19 minutes, okay? So that has you done in less than 20 minutes. I find that most people are able to do exercise 2 times a week for 20 minutes. I've been out here at my parents' this week. I don't have access to my gym. And I managed to find the time to do 2 workouts. Did them outside with my TRX, but they were only 20-minute workouts. They were just like this. I was doing a minute a set for 5 exercises. Great little circuits, okay? So get ready. We are back in 3, 2, 1, and let's reset the clock for 1, and we're in. Okay, for those of you who can, squat, twist, squat, twist, squat, twist, squat, twist. You can do half squat, a little slower, right? A little slower if you need to, not a problem. Remember, you're competing against you, nobody else, okay? All right, half squats and a twist. Maybe just half squats. Maybe you can't do this twist thing, right? Or maybe you can just stand there and twist. And twist. I should have shown you that one up front. That's an option, okay? Twist. Twist. It's good to practice trunk separation, okay? Squat, twist, squat, twist. Any of the other ones are fine. Fast donkey kicks. Slow if you have to. Fast, 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 or slow, slow, slow. Push the leg circles. Try not to touch the ground. Try not to touch the wall. Okay? Keep that knee bent. Focus on a spot on the floor or the wall. There we go. Look at that. We're already into the next exercise, which is, and this time I won't use the weights. Some of you aren't, but I will do the glute bridge. Up and press, fly, press, fly, press, fly, which, by the way, you can also do with the band, right? Here we go. Check this out. Okay, press, fly. Look at that, huh? Press, fly, press, fly, press, fly. Or, like we had said initially, if you can, you can do the clapping push-ups on the ground from your toes or on your knees or on the wall, right? We're just trying to get you going fast. Push up fast. Fast. You hear that clap. Okay? Push up fast. Slow down. Fast up. Slow down. All right. Third exercise. This means we're halfway through the last set of the last exercises in day 1. Okay, here we go. We are, and I'm going to grab weights, by the way. You can do these with dumbbells, right? Okay? You can do a Y, T, A, Y, T, A. It's even harder when you hold the bottom position, okay? T, A. I'm really getting a workout on my traps here. This is only 7 pounds, and I honestly could not do much more than this, okay? But I am trying to move my lower body too if I can, so I'm going to keep doing that, okay? Remember, we can do this with the bands. We can do this with no weights, right? You can change quickly in between sets too if the weights become too much. Squeeze the shoulder blades on each one. Lower traps, middle traps, upper traps, lower traps. Keep that core tight. Don't slouch at the bottom. Your chest stays expanded, okay? Excellent. Now we're into the row. Grab your weights. Bend over, sit down and bend over. Don't slouch. Keep that core tight. Chest expanded. You'll have your head way back like this either too. Kind of down so your spine's straight, like it would be if you're standing up. Listen to my breathing. Weights are too much, no problem. Keep going without the weights. Getting too hard to stay bent over without slouching, come to standing. This is called a drop set. You're going from hardest to easier to easiest. This is too much, let's see your back starts hurting, no problem. Grab a seat and continue. Okay, that's 3 drops from the original exercise. From weights bent over, to no weights bent over, to standing, to sitting. Okay, there we go. Guess what, folks? Last exercise. Last set of day 1. Here we go. Kettlebell swing. Grab that weight. Don't have to have a weight. If you're not quite there yet, listen to my breathing. Grab that $100 bill each time you come up. Grab it. Grab it. Good. $300. $400. $500. Man, you get rich really quick here. $600. Maybe the weight's too much, we drop. Okay? That's the first drop. A drop means you make the exercise easier. Okay? That's too much. Not a problem. We drop again. We go to a good morning. And I like to have my hands up here if I'm doing a good morning, because guess what? Keeps my chest nice and expanded. And I always want to keep my core tight. Okay? I'm putting up a video this week on breathing for exercise. I should have put this up the first week. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but never too late. Okay? And also be sure to look at my video on, there we go, what to do if you become nauseated during a workout. The short answer is stop, don't work out anymore, the workout's over, okay? But there's a longer answer. There's a way, a position you can put yourself into. It's called the recovery position. It actually, for those of you who've taken CPR, you know what it is. It actually gets you back on your feet in no time. What I tend to find is people want to sit down and drink water. I wouldn't do that, because if you're ready to throw up, if you ingest something, it might trigger that reflex, the vomiting reflex. So what I would do is get in the recovery position and just stay there until you feel the nausea pass, and then slowly get off, okay? All right, that's it for today's workout. I will be posting Tuesday night, week 5, day 2, and we will see you then. Thank you.